If you're looking for the best coverage for indie wrestling, listen to Aaron and Tom right here at the Hot Tag Hooligans Wrestling Podcast Show.
Lord, hear me, I just need some motivation. And I got tired of all these rumors and they hating. I feel my best when I'm worry free. Mama, don't you worry, ain't nobody hurting me. Yeah, Lord, hear me, I just need some motivation. And I got
Welcome, everybody, to the Hot Tag Hooligans Wrestling Podcast Show. I'm Aaron. Joined with me, as always, is Tom. Today, we have a very special guest with us. She'll be heading down to Sevierville, Tennessee this weekend, and then she also has a great appearance at Shimmer coming up as well. She is Miss Kayla Kassidy. Kayla, how's it going tonight?
Good.
So let's talk real quick. You're going to be down at Flawless this weekend. It's the inaugural show. Tom is actually going to go down to that show. He's going to drive 6 hours down to see the show.
Yes.
So when you hear that you're going to be a part of an all-women's wrestling show, from the commentators to the photographers to the referees to the talent, how does it make you feel?
I'm excited. Like, honestly, I think that there should be more just all women shows. But I previously, like, it was a few months ago, I reached out to the promoter for Kapow, who is one of the promoters for Flawless. And just to, like, try to get myself out there and booked and stuff. But due to, like, the limit capacity and stuff like that, they weren't really accepting a lot of bookings at the moment. And then he messaged me back and explained the Flawless and then asked me if I was available to work, and like it was just really exciting, so I was definitely on it.
And on that card, you're going to be wrestling Tootie Lynn. Have you ever wrestled her before anywhere?
No, I've never wrestled her. I've been wanting to wrestle her for quite some time now, and she's from St. Louis. I've met her maybe once or twice, and then like I've seen her work a little bit here and there, and I just like she's really good. I'm so excited about working her.
Now, something a lot of people don't know about you is that your dad was also an independent wrestler as well. So you're kind of a second-generation pro wrestler. So tell everyone how you got into the wrestling business outside of your father being involved.
Outside of my dad being involved, well, honestly, it's just my dad and my brother both just really got me into it. And so when I was about 13, I just decided that this is what I wanted to do when I grew up. A little bit later on in my teenage years, I kind of like stopped watching it for a while. And then like almost 2 years ago, I decided that I wanted to pick it back up. So I was doing like some research and stuff and seeing good schools around Kentucky, and then I came across Larry D. And so I messaged him. It was actually on Facebook. I messaged him on Facebook, and he told me to come in, talk with him. I had to get my sports physical and everything done for that, and then I just began my training from there. And so it's been just a hair over a year that I began training.
So what does that training look like for you, and how difficult was it when you first started versus where you're at now?
It wasn't easy. It's definitely very physical. It's more mental than physical, if that makes sense. But let's see, it's going on almost 2 years, a little over a year. But it's still hard sometimes, but it's just, and like a lot of it came natural to me, some of it, not a lot of it, but other than that, like it's just, I don't know, it's just hard to explain sometimes.
So going from your training to working matches, do you find that actually getting in there and working the matches helps you more to gain that knowledge and experience than actually doing the drills?
Yeah, like I've had bad matches, but like I've learned more from having those bad matches than having, really good matches, because you can't learn unless you mess up. And so instead of like, I do learn more from having actual matches rather than training, if that makes sense, sort of.
Yeah, that's the way it is in life a lot of times in general. I believe that sometimes you have to fail to be able to realize what you need to do to succeed. Is that how you kind of look at it a little bit?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
So at the Shimmer Show, let's be honest, that's an amazing opportunity for you. Amazing opportunity, especially whenever, you're just a little bit over a year into professional wrestling. Now, did you think a year into your professional wrestling that you would be at a Shimmer Show at the Collective,
No.
which is basically the WrestleMania weekend for independent wrestling?
No, no, not at all. And it's like it's overwhelming, but like in a good way. Like I'm I'm very, very nervous, but I'm excited. And I don't know, it's just like I didn't think that like this soon I would get an opportunity like that. But I'm gonna go for it, and I'm gonna take what I know and do my best.
I'm going to tell you, the Midwest girls right now are doing it best. And I don't care who you are, in my opinion, when you've got you and Haley J and Billy Starks and Charlie Cruel, and Alice Crawley, that core girls, y'all should just become a stable and just wreck stuff. I mean, the talent there is just phenomenal, and every one of you guys are fresh into the game, which I really love to see. So talk to me about how, I know you're friends with a lot of them. How have they all helped you prepare?
I train with Haley, Billy, and Alice, and so especially Billy. Billy helps me out a lot and stuff. Like I recently traveled with her about a month ago. We were booked on the same show together, and just being around her, and she's willing to help me with pretty much anything. And so, and like I've worked each one of those girls a few times, so it's like I kind of like know what they can do and they know what I can do. We always give each other feedback and stuff like that, and it's really cool. It's really great. I love having them around.
It's WrestleMania 40. It's ready to go. It's all y'all at WrestleMania 40.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Tom.
Yeah, Alice is booked on Shimmer Sunday too. I'm excited to see like how she does, and like she's gonna kill it. I'm excited to see like who she's wrestling and stuff. It's really exciting. I'm happy for her.
So who are you actually wrestling at Shimmer? Do you know yet? Are you allowed to say?
I'm not 100% sure yet. I'm not 100% sure. I probably won't find out until Sunday when I get there. But regardless, like I'm very excited.
So that does kind of make you a whole lot of nervous. I can understand why you're nervous when you don't know exactly who you are going to be wrestling.
Yeah.
So has that happened a lot to you in your career, where you kind of just show up and they give you a match, or a lot of it?
Usually I'll know beforehand who I'm wrestling. They'll put it on flyers, advertise it and stuff. So like usually, very rarely, I won't know who I'm wrestling. So my nerves are a little, but there's gonna be a lot of big names there. So it's just like I'm nervous, and like I'm one of the green kids. So
one thing with the group of women that you train with and that we're talking about, like Billy and Alice and them, so you all have a unique style, and you're all unique personalities in your characters that you have within the business. So what would you say that you do to kind of like take what your character is and bring it to life in the ring? Is there some certain things that you do or try to emulate to get your character to stand out?
Well, see, the thing is, like, I'm still trying to like 100% like figure out what my character is and who exactly I am, but I'm slowly but surely getting there. I just try to, take my personality and be myself out there and just kind of like amp it up times 10, I guess you could say. So I don't know. It's taken a little bit of time for me to fully figure out who I am.
Well, I've seen a couple of videos where you've done a couple promos and things, and I really feel like there is something there with some sass, that you have some character there that is really good. And when you tapped into that in just those little video segments, I thought it was very good, and I think that it really makes you stand out amongst the rest of them. And, you know, I seen that and I was like, okay, let's see this match now. I'm ready for it. So I think continue to do those things and it'll help you to stand out. But whatever that character is, I was digging it.
Thank you.
Now, you're somebody who's had a little bit of hard luck, though. You did suffer an injury early in your career. Talk about persevering over the injury, because wrestling is a very stressful business to be in, mentally and physically. And I know that the physical part of it and you rehabbing was very hard on you. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, I broke my foot. It was last September, so it was just a little over a year ago. It was very tough, like mentally on me, because I was just getting all of these bookings and stuff, and I was, trying to get my face out there, and then that happened, and so it kind of set me back. So I kind of just like, I fell into a little bit of a depression. So, and I was just like wondering, like, of course it crossed my mind, like, if it's wrestling for me, if it's, I don't know, but it was very hard on me, more mentally than physically. But I had to go through physical therapy. I was out for like 2 months. 2 months, it really isn't a long time, but when something like that happens, it's like forever, it feels like. So I was like, it gave me a bit of a setback, and I had to go through physical therapy and all that kind of stuff. And then recently, it was over a month ago, I received a concussion in a match. And so this Saturday is actually my first match back from having the concussion and stuff. So I had a hair of a setback as well on that one. So, but I always just push myself through it. And I know it's not forever, but even though it feels like it.
So coming off of that original injury and then, you know, this one, do you find that it's hard to get comfortable again to get in there, or is it something that you're just excited to do and you're ready?
Well, I'm very cautious, I guess you could say. Like, when I broke my foot, I was pumped. I was ready to get back into the ring, but at the same time, I was terrified of getting hurt again. And so I was just kind of like, it was like baby steps, taking it easy and stuff, because there was those, like, because you never know, like, next time it could be worse. I could have like a longer setback. And so it's just like, I'm very cautious. So I just try to.
You didn't go try to do like a moonsault off the top rope your first match back.
No. I took it very easy my first few matches back.
When you were going through training, you're very blessed by being trained by Larry D, someone who right now is probably seeing some of the best success he has seen so far. So how has that helped you, knowing that you've got someone who is involved with Impact Wrestling and can pass down that knowledge to someone who's starting out?
Larry, he's one of the best guys that I know. I'm very, very lucky to have him as my trainer. He showed us a lot of tough love when I was training with him. So, but he's passed on so much knowledge, always giving me feedback, always telling me what I should, what I can do better in the ring, stuff like that. So it's definitely helped me out a lot having him as my trainer. And then him letting me jump into the car with him and go on shows. I've traveled to Alabama with him, to Iowa with him. So it was always a great experience.
When you're talking about jumping in the car, that's one thing about professional wrestling that's very hard, especially for independent wrestlers. Sometimes you guys have to drive 6, 7, 8 hours. Is that something that you're really prepared to do, in this point in your life, where if someone said, hey, we got a show and it's 10 hours away and it's worth it, is that something that you would go and do automatically and felt out about it?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm actually about to start taking more bookings and stuff. So I'm definitely looking to travel, as far as, possible, to try to get my name and my face out there. I made a solo trip. It was about 6 hours. It was down in LA. It was back in January. So I wasn't even a year in at that time. And I made a solo trip down to Alabama for my booking. It was like 6 hours down there, 6 hours back, laying on 0 sleep. It was rough, but like definitely worth it. So I'm definitely looking forward to these long car rides and stuff for these shows.
So how hard is it to balance that with everything that else is going on in your life, whether it be a job that you're working or family? How is that juggling all that?
It can be very tiring sometimes because I'm working 2 jobs now. I work my day job 8 to 10 hours a day, and then I go to my second job in the evenings, and then I try to make time to, you know, go see my niece who's only 3 months old, and you know, my mom, my sister, and it's it can be hard sometimes, but like I have to make those sacrifices. So, and luckily I have jobs to where they're understanding and where I can go on the weekends to wrestle and stuff. But when it comes to like family, I kind of have to make those sacrifices and kind of like sometimes put that to the side so I can make it to a show. But it's hard, but it's worth it.
So I want to do something with you. I'm going to play some rapid fire questions for you so people can know a little bit more about you a little bit, okay?
Okay.
Kayla Kassidy's favorite movie is what?
4 Brothers.
Kayla Kassidy's favorite song is what?
Here's, I don't know. She's probably, I would have to go with Without Me by Halsey.
By Halsey?
That's a hard question. Yeah.
If Kayla Kassidy could have one match with one female in professional wrestling right now, who would it be?
Kylie Ray.
She is the most frequent answer we get. So tell us, what is it about Kylie? What is it? I mean, even the guys.
She's literally like the best wrestler on the planet today, if you ask me. That's just my opinion.
Oh, she's fantastic.
If I ever get a match with her, like nonstop crying probably.
This match is going to happen soon. You know it's going to happen soon, right?
Really? Do you know something that I don't know?
I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. I'm just telling you. It's going to happen. I feel like it's going to happen real soon for you on that one, okay?
Do you know something that I don't know?
No, nothing that you don't know. I just feel like, you know, this year is going to be a very big year for you. And whether it's going to GCW or if it's, you know, the great.
On my bucket list, GCW is definitely on my bucket list.
Right. Or to this weekend after Shimmer, after you tear the house down, you know, more people are going to start knowing who the name Kayla Kassidy is. And when people look at you, they're going to want to book that match. I just really believe that.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, I hope so.
Okay. Kayla Kassidy's favorite food is what?
Chips and queso. Would you consider that a food?
Sure. I mean, I consider that's probably one of my favorite things. That whenever I go to the Mexican restaurant, usually they mess up my order, but they never mess up the chips and queso. So.
It's the best food ever. I could eat it all day, every day.
And if you could live any place in the U.S., where would it be?
Hawaii.
There's not a lot of bookings in Hawaii.
I know, but I can fly. I can fly.
Gino Rivera, call this girl, get her some matches in Hawaii. He'll watch. He's going back to Hawaii in a couple of weeks, so he'll get you some bookings. There you go. Go ahead, Tom.
So I have one question, and it can be completely rapid fire. But if you were to wrestle one man, who would it be?
One man. There's so many. I don't know. That's a good question. Aaron Williams.
Wow. See, we had Gary J on the show, and he talks very
He's
highly.
he's one of them too.
Yeah,
Gary J is
he
one of
talks
them
very
too.
highly of Aaron. It's just because Aaron
Yeah.
dresses so well in the ring. That's
Yeah.
all it is.
I would even be willing. It would be an honor to get chopped by Gary. Just not hard.
I don't know if he knows how to take it easy.
He doesn't. I don't think he does either.
I thought you were really going to say Chase Holiday. I thought you were going to say Chase.
There's so many of them, but yeah, Chase is definitely on my top 10. And Everett Connor, yeah, definitely.
You know what I think is so cool is when we ask these type of questions to you guys, that every one of you will name someone who is not on TV. And I think that is fantastic that we're promoting the talent that's doing the hard work, that's trying to get their name out there. I just think that's awesome.
Yeah, you could have easily said, Sasha Banks or Bailey, and for the men, you could have said AJ Styles or somebody. But no one does that when we have them on the show. When we ask who their dream match is, it's another independent wrestler that they've looked up to and got the mentorship from. And I love that. I love that from you guys.
Yeah. Independent wrestling definitely needs more credit for sure.
I'm gonna give you a chance before I let you go to promote yourself. Okay? And no, it's not to Vince McMahon. It's not to AEW. This is your one shot, okay? Zac Efron, if you're listening, Zac Efron, Kayla is going to promote herself to you right here, right now, because I know she's got that crush on him. So here we go.
Okay. Promote myself. Just to Zach or like to everyone? Can it just be to Zach?
It's just to Zach. Let's make this happen. Aaron Williams is going to be down on your list of guys to wrestle after Zach sees this. Go ahead.
Okay, Zac Efron, if you're seeing this, Kayla Kassidy here. I'm single. You're the love of my life. Please slide in my DMs.
Love it. Love it. I love it. When you put it out there on Twitter like that, I just knew I had to bring it into this conversation. I'm like, we've got to make this happen somehow. Somehow we've got to make this happen. If I could have called him and had him show up right now, I would have.
I know he needs to come to my bookings this weekend.
Zac Efron, if you're in Indianapolis.
Severe, Tennessee Saturday, Indianapolis, Indiana Sunday.
Okay, Kayla, thank you so much for joining us tonight. I know you've had a busy day, and you've got an even busier weekend. But by all means, best of luck to you, and stay safe this weekend. Of course, we know there's a lot going on in the world right now. But make sure you're taking the precautions that you need to take, because the sky's the limit for you.
Thank you. Sorry if I was too awkward today.
You're not. No, you're fine. Hey, we want everyone to be themselves when they come on this show.
I'm just an awkward person.
No way. Tom will see you on Saturday. So if you want to
yes, come say hi. Come say hi.
I will be in the front row. So
okay, come say hi to me.
Okay,
will do.
Okay.
And I'm gonna send some money with Tom. You get me an autograph from Kayla Kassidy. All right, I gotta have it so I can give it to my daughter. Okay, that's what I'm gonna say. That's what I'm gonna say. Okay. All right, Kayla. Thank you so much for joining us.
Right,
have a good night, everybody.